Biografi Sejarah Kehidupan Nabi Muhammad SAW, Edisi Bahasa Inggris, karya Jannah Firdaus Mediapro dan narasi oleh Maghfirah Maulany Aqmarina.
Chapter 1. Prophet Muhammad SAW was born in Mecca, Arabia on Monday, 12 Rabi al-Awwal or 2 August AD 570. His mother, Amina, was the daughter of Wahb ibn Abdul Manaf of the Zahra family. His father, Abdullah, was the son of Abdul Muttalib. His genealogy has been traced to the noble house of Ishmael, the son of Prophet Abraham, in about the 14th descent. Muhammad's father died before his birth. Before he was 6 years old, his mother died, and the doubly orphaned Muhammad was put under the charge of his grandfather Abdul Muttalib, who took the most tender care of him. But the old chief died 2 years afterwards. On his deathbed, he confided to his son Abu Talib the charge of the little orphan. When Muhammad was 12 years old, he accompanied his uncle Abu Talib on a mercantile journey to Syria, and they proceeded as far as Busra. The journey lasted for some months. It was at Busra that the Christian monk Bahira met Muhammad. He is related to have said to Abu Talib, "Return with this boy and guard him against the hatred of the Jews, for a great career awaits your nephew." After this journey, the youth of Muhammad seems to have been passed uneventfully, but all authorities agree in ascribing to him such correctness of manner and purity of morals as were rare among the people of Mecca. The fair character and the honorable bearing of the unobtrusive youth won the approbation of the citizens of Mecca, and by common consent he received the title of Al-Amin, the Faithful. In his early years, Muhammad was not free from the cares of life. He had to watch the flocks of his uncle, who, like the rest of the Bani Hashim, had lost the greater part of his wealth. From youth to manhood, he led an almost solitary life. The lawlessness rife among the Meccans, the sudden outburst of causeless and bloody quarrels among the tribes frequenting the fair of Okad, the Arabian Olympia, and the immorality and skepticism of the Quraysh naturally caused feelings of pity and sorrow in the heart of the sensitive youth. Such scenes of social misery and religious degradation were characteristic of a depraved age. When Muhammad was 25 years old, he traveled once more to Syria as a factor of a noble and rich Qurayshi widow named Khadija, and having proved himself faithful in this commercial interest of that lady, he was soon rewarded with her hand in marriage. This marriage proved fortunate and singularly happy. Khadija was much the senior of her husband, but in spite of the disparity of age between them, the most tender devotion on both sides existed. This marriage gave him the loving heart of a woman who was ever ready to console him in his despair, and to keep alive within him the feeble, flickering flame of hope when no man believed in him, and the world appeared gloomy in his eyes. Until he reached 30 years of age, Muhammad was almost a stranger to the outside world. Since the death of his grandfather, authority in Mecca was divided among the 10 senators who constituted the governing body of the Arabian Commonwealth. There was no such accord among them as to ensure the safety of individual rights and property. Though family relations afforded some degree of protection to citizens, yet strangers were frequently exposed to persecutions and oppressions. In many cases they were robbed, not only for their goods, but even of their wives and daughters. At the instigation of the faithful Muhammad, an old league called the Federation of Fudul, favor was revived with the object of repressing lawlessness and defending every weak individual, whether Meccan or stranger, free or slave, against any wrong or
Sample complete. Ready to continue?